Good morning, Jai Swaminarayan students. At the upcoming topic, we are seeing the various tools, commands, and scanning methods of cybersecurity by using NMAP tool and Nessus. Now, at last, we are seeing many commands over cybersecurity NMAP tool, but now we are talking about NMAP results. Then when we execute $nmap /o/st/p, this is a port number 802140, then we can give a IP address 128.206.95.29/31. That means starting nmap version 2.54 beta 30. For reference, we are paste this URL www.insecure.org nmap. The warning is the OS detection will be much less reliable because we did not find at least one open and one closed TCP port. Inserting port on static 095.029.static.missurl.edu. We are used this IP 128.206.95.29. Here we see the port 60 scanned but not shown below are in state. That's called a filter. Now we are described three entities mainly: the port, state, and their service. The port number is 113/TCP. The status is closed and service is authenticated. This is all about the results of executed command. Then too many fingerprints match this host for me to give an accurate OS guess. The warning is OS detection will be much less reliable. It is not reliable because we did not find at least one open and one closed TCP port. Then interesting port on static 09503.static.missurl.edu. Here is the same IP address, but the port number 60 ports scanned but not shown below are in state filtered. Same as status is closed compared to last result, but services is authenticated. Interesting port on .iats.missurl.edu. The 59 ports scanned but not shown below are in state closed. Here we see same example for port 135 and 139. Now remote OS cases: Windows ME or Windows 2000 RC12 final release, Windows Millennium Editions version 4.90.3000, NMAP run completed 3 IP address. That means 3 host scan in 49 seconds. Remember this thing? NMAP run completed 3 IP address scan in 49 seconds by executing command. This is a tool, NMAP front-end tool. Here we see many options how to scan a particular host or connected device or system. Here we applied NMAP front-end version 0.2.54 beta 30. Here we can give one IP address 128.206.98.0/10. Now here so many services are there we can use for connect, synchronize, ping, UDP port scan, final strength, resolve, fast scan, range of ports. We can also identify the range of ports connected with your server or system or in network loop. Then general Generally, you can use for TCP ping, TCP and ICMP ping. There are a few input files. We can give a path. Then for fragmentation, for intent, resolve, OS detection, and other devices. Here we see in the port number 135, 139, 445, and 1025. So all are status as a open, and various services. By using this tool we can establish easily. Now NMAP hardware and system requirements. MU experienced scan of 13,000 connection in class B network for one port over mostly 100 Mbps edge network from one source takes about 40 minutes. Dividing the network between two source systems even in the same subnet halves elapsed time. Here we are mentioned as a class B network, so that's why here we mention the range of IP addresses is up to 65535 addresses are available in class B. Then NMAP performance doesn't always scale. That means it is not scalable. Scanning one port on 10,000 computers can be faster than scanning 10,000 ports on one computer. I repeat, scanning one port on 10,000 computers can be faster than scanning 10,000 ports on one computer. An authorized remote control program such as Sub7 like to hide out on an arbitrary UDP port. Scanning all UDP ports of a Windows 98 system can take as little as 2 minutes only. Here we scan all ports, that means 65,535 UDP ports. It's scanned within 2 minutes by using NMAP tool. The same scan of a Solaris system can take 11 hours due to RFC 1812 error reply rate limiting. NMAP hardware and system requirements. MU bulk scanners work okay at edge but not centrally located. 900 MHz, 256 MB, Pentium 3, running Red Hat Linux. This is an example. The memory is most nearly controllable performance factor to support more simultaneous connections. A high quality network card is probably prudent for continual scanning. Now NMAP as a front end. NMAP and Nessus can output result in formats that can, with typical a 3-line Perl or VB script, load into a spreadsheet or database. Beside Nessus, other tool can utilize or add value to NMAP's inventory of open ports. Here are some Linux tools. After NMAP, the STIG is obtain IP address. This command is executed for obtain IP address at MAC address from its router. Then second, NBT scan. It's used for obtain IP address of your system. NetBIOS name, NetBIOS user, NetBIOS report of MAC address. This is a breathtakingly fast scanner if you are looking only for NetBIOS/NMB services. This is all about simply how to scan your port, your network, your IP address, and all gateways, ports, all about your connectivity and entire system by using NMAP tool. There are so many commands we are seeing in previous presentation, but the simple thing is how to find vulnerability in your system is a main use of NMAP and Nessus tool. After NMAP, once again, wget is used for get web or FTP page and headers. Once again, I repeat, wget is used for get web or FTP file transfer protocol page and headers. Then wget is here also we get a reference link is a HTTP slash where blah blah 1214 is equal to morpho slash kaza. Here we seen FTP and web server summaries. Here we see the tuples are subnet port count, host, FTP21, FTP21 void, HTTP 80, HTTP 80 void, HTTP 443, HTTP 443 void, HTTP 1214, HTTP 1214 void. Here we see that there are so many categories and informations are look here by port wise. Here totals we can see the modem, ADSL, agriculture, art science, and so many categories are there, and we can pass out the information for particular ports from one system to another. We can also configure the security policy by using firewall tool to access the various state of your system by locked or unlocked your port. Then FTP and web server details are here we seen there are so many details are found from NMAP tool. Then codescan.pl is posted on Unisog list. Also find traces of NIMDA. This is used to find out and traces the entire network. Open email relay test, it's manually via we can use for email relay test appuse.net. Then Nessus.org, it's secure client server architecture, and server must be on Unix system. It's the most secure system in entire world. Clients for Unix, Windows, Java applets, and command line of servers. That's all about Nessus tool. Client can securely log in with ID and password or certificate. Sometimes we are use a digital certificate or digital keys for security and can be restricted to set of IP addresses they can scan. Here once again I repeat the firewall tool is used for security and it's defined some kind of policies for authentication and restricted particular ports or IP address as per our requirement and defined security. Then Nessus performance also evaluated here at MU Nessus run on Linux systems previously described. Nessus non-dangerous test on a typical host take about 10 minutes more in addition to NMAP scan. Including NMAP reconnaissance, Nessus rarely takes more than 20 minutes per host. Here Nessus tool can take 20 minutes per host for scanning. A Nessus server can handle simultaneous test of multiple hosts. Is simultaneous test of multiple hosts. Multiple test per host. Can also test per host it repeatedly. MU has settled on 20 hosts per scanner. If NMAP is not marked with a personal firewall, a full NMAP plus Nessus scan can process 100 hosts per hour. However, in 100 targets, you will find a few that will occupy NMAP full scan for half a day each unless you take care to separate these slow movers. Then vulnerability test, plugin architectures. There are 812 plugins as of December 18, 2001 with around 2 new and dozens updated plugins every week. Now you can see in 2020 this is a more than 6,000 plugins are available. Now the dozen updates plugins are upcoming in every week. Almost all plugins are in a C-like script language. NASL is an example of plugin. C can also be used for plugin. You can make your own plugins also. Knowledge base. The test result for an IP can be preserved for specified time. To avoid retesting, Nessus applies test conditionally. Web buffer overflow are applied only to HTTP ports. You can tell Nessus to respect banners. So if a host claims to use Apache, don't run IIS test. Now this is a tool Nessus plugin menu. You can use here backdoors and Nessus plugins. This tool is used to identify the plugins we can use for scanning your system, or we can find some kind of vulnerability in your system. This is a preference menu in which we are seeing so many preferences are there, being the remote, identify remote OS, that the fragment IP packets is a fast scan performing, and the various modes or source port, that the timing policy are also available here. This kind of plugins or tools we can use for scanning a particular systems and network vulnerability. Here Nessus scan options, we can find so many options are there. We can first take a port range, then number of hosts, then number of check to perform at the same time, and you can also give a path. Then how to select a target in Nessus. The target is particular IP address / port. Then you can save the entire session and click on button. And this is a Nessus port scanning attack status. You can also identify the attacks on particular IP address with particular port by using Nessus tool. Then results it, you can see the security warning and security holes with port details and IP address. You can also systems or tools can warn you as if their password such as attack is possible thanks to flow in window 5MB implementation. This is all about Nessus results. Now we are continue in the next session. Thank you.